Part 3, security market line. We will apply the relation of expected return and beta and develop a very famous asset pricing model. Figure 11.4 show the relations of assets expected returns and beta. As we all know, if beta increase, we should expect higher returns. If beta is 0, then expect return is risk-free rate. And if beta is 1, expect return is market expected return. In equilibrium, the line should be linear. If a curve, this line is called security market line, SML. If this curve is not linear, an investor has more or less incentive to take risk, so move there. It eventually becomes linear. The slope of this line is therefore market expected return minus risk-free rate, which is market risk premium. And each beta, it has its own risk premium, and the ratio using this relation is called the reward to risk ratio. Again, in equilibrium, SML should be linear, which means all reward to risk ratio should be the same. And it is also the same as reward to risk ratio market portfolio. From this relation, since market beta equals to 1, risk premium of an asset divided by its beta equals to market risk premium. And the risk premium of an asset equals to beta of an asset times market risk premium. Eventually, we find the model expected return equals to risk-free rate plus beta of an asset times market risk premium. This model is capital asset pricing model, CAPM, called CAPM, CAPM. CAPM is one of the most famous and popular asset pricing model in finance. As we see in the table, we can compute the required returns using beta, market return, and risk-free rate. For A, it will be 7.5% risk-free rate plus beta 1.3 times market risk premium 12% minus 7.5%, 13.4%. For B, same way, it is 11.1%. Now, with given expected return 14 and 10%, Stock A is undervalued since its given expected return 14% is higher than the required return from CAPM, 13.4%, since low price may lead higher returns. For B, it is opposite. So if we use CAPM and compare return from CAPM with current market expected returns, we can find out whether the stock is mispriced or not. From CAPM, there are three factors that affect required return. First one, risk-free rate, which is pure time value. Risk-free rate is just reward for delaying the consumption and does not include any risk factors. Second factor is market risk premium, which is measure of the reward for bearing systematic risk. Final one is beta, which measures the amount of systematic risk. Final pop quiz. Consider the asset with beta of 1.2, a risk-free rate 5%, and market return 13%. What is the reward to risk ratio in equilibrium? What is the expected return on the asset? Use CAPM. To find reward to risk ratio in equilibrium, as we noted, it should be market risk premium, which is 13% minus 5%, 8%. Then using CAPM, find expected return 5% risk-free rate plus beta 1.2 times market risk premium 8%, which is 14.6%. In chapter 11, you should be able to compute expected return and standard deviation. And you need to understand systematic and non-systematic risk. Finally, using beta, you need to know how to compute expected return from CAPM. Thank you and goodbye.